Hello, good morning, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode. And today we have some big news. But before we even go any further, big shout out to the sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, Quicklink Shipping has you covered. Telephone number 876-454-1979. So remember, if you look on eBay, if you look on Amazon, if you're shopping on Shein, whatever it is, you see something that you like, you can order it because Quicklink Shipping can get it to your doorsteps. All right, so let's get to the matter at hand. Now, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about some track and field. We know the World Cup qualifiers are around the corner. The English Premier League is in full flight, and I know a couple of the Arsenal fans, they're a little bit jittery on the back of what happened over the weekend. But today we're going to be focusing primarily on track and field. Now, last weekend, is it, or is it the week before? We had Shericka Jackson pulling out of the Miramar Invitational, and I think there were some question marks, although most of them were muted about most of them were muted about Shericka Jackson's condition. And I think Shakira Richardson, she came out straight off the bat and said she wouldn't be there. And then multiple reports came subsequently saying that it was because of monetary reasons. Now, as far as Shericka Jackson was concerned, we didn't hear any further confirmation. And although there were concerns, we just weren't sure what the situation was. Again, if you're just joining us, remember, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as soon as you hop on. All right, big shout out to everyone in the comment section. Saskia Garden, Drew Boss, big up on yourself. It's good to see you. We're enjoying some island sun, you know how it is. But back to the topic, Shericka Jackson, she has officially pulled out of the Shanghai Diamond League, which was scheduled to take place next week. Now, what we did was we did a preview a couple of days ago where we said Shericka Jackson will be lining up against Shakira Richardson, and we basically went through what the field was like, and we asked the question who you thought the favorite would be to win that one, and if there was an actual possibility of the athletes competing for an Olympic double this year. Now, there were some in the comment section saying it's too early. We don't know the condition the athletes are in. They don't want to jump the gun on it. And I kind of understood the point that they were trying to make. And it brings us back to where we are now. Because Shericka Jackson has officially, again, pulled out of the Shanghai Diamond League. And this now is three. So 1, 2, 3. This is the third meet that she's pulled out of this year. She hasn't started her season as yet, and in the year of the Olympics, the Jamaican fans are nervous. I speak not only for myself, but for the entire Jamaican diaspora, as well as those in Jamaica here who are looking on. They're shaking in their seats because Shericka Jackson was and is still our best hope of securing gold medal in the 200 meters. You know, Ela Thompson here is always one of the favorites. And whenever Elaine takes to the track, we have high hopes for her. But we've seen what it's been like for Elaine over the past couple of seasons. And again, coming into the Olympic, Elaine is usually a different animal when it's time for the Olympics. So we wanted to see what Elaine had in store, but she hasn't started her season as yet either. But Shericka Jackson, as I said, this is the big news, and this is where my concerns are coming because they're usually three reasons maybe why athletes don't participate in meets, whether it's injury, whether it's money, or whether it's through the coach's advice. All right, so maybe the coach doesn't think she's at a space where she needs to be competing as yet, but still, I would expect her to be starting her season, even if she's not up to 100%. We'd still expect her to start just to see where she's at. Well, from a coaching perspective. From an injury perspective, if she's injured or if she's nursing a slight injury that they're monitoring, the coach will not want her to participate in the meet. And I won't even go to the money part because it's a diamond league. So they're usually very serious when it comes down to their money. They don't play around with that. The diamond league has been going on for years. They're very organized. They get the job done. So I don't think it's a case where they couldn't agree on terms as it relates to the finances. So I think it brings us back to whether she's pulling out on the coach's advice or she's pulling out because she's injured. And again, this is the third meet this season. we hopefully we'll see Sha'Carri over the 200 meters. We still haven't seen Ela Thompson here, but still a long way to go before we get to the national trials. The national trials, folks, we're I think about 2 months away from the national trials now, so still enough time. We saw Brianna Liston over the weekend. Looks very good. Looks like she can compete, and I think she's very well one to keep an eye on come the national championship. She will have a say for sure. She won't be rolling over. So I think it's one of those things where if Shericka Jackson will not be Jamaica's best athlete going out there, who will be the next best then? Because again, reigning 200-meter world champion Shericka Jackson, 200-meter Olympic champion Ela Thompson here. As things stand right now, we don't know where either of these athletes are at as it relates to their conditioning, their form. We don't know any of that, and I don't want to be on here to say, okay, this is what's happening or that's what's happening. We're asking the question out there, and we want to hear what our viewers and subscribers are thinking. Let's go over to the comment section. They did overwork her last year, and we want her to break the 200-meter record. So naturally, Mar is saying probably that's why she's holding off a bit. But again, yeah, we want her to break the record. We want her to break the record, and she did get a lot of races under her belt last year. But it's something that she agreed to prior, right? Because the mere fact that she was included in the starting list for the Shanghai Diamond League, it means that an agreement of some sort was made, right? Because the Diamond League isn't going to come out and announce that you'll be participating, and they're not going to come out and post your name on the starting list if an agreement has not been made, right? So some form of agreement has already or was already made when the organizers of the Diamond League published Shericka Jackson's name to say, hey, she will be participating. And I think it's still we still have a week to go before the Shanghai Diamond League, because it's scheduled for the 27th. It's scheduled for the 27th of April, which is not this Saturday, but next week Saturday. So I'm a little bit curious, because pulling out like 10 days in advance, 10, 11 days prior to, it must be something that that can't be fixed or can't be rectified in time. So I think it's pointing in the direction of a possible injury. Probably she's feeling something, and she doesn't think or she doesn't want to risk it going into such a competition where we know the stakes are high. Well, the stakes aren't that high, but the competition around you will always push you to go faster and to push your body to go for more and for more. Again, we named the lineup. It's a star-studded Pat Mujinga Kambunji. Those people, Sha'Carri Richardson, sorry. It's a star-studded pack. So Shericka Jackson going into that race, it's not one of those races where she can basically give 50% and expect to get something on the board or to get on the podium or that sort of thing. No, it's a star-studded pack. It would require a lot of effort considering the competition that she'd be up against. But I'm keeping a close eye on this one. We're watching it closely, because obviously Shericka Jackson is our best bet of winning the 200 meters at the Olympics. And I know people are watching on for the Diamond League, and they're watching on for all these different invitational meets and the continental tours and all of that's happening. But for this year, the main thing is the Olympics. So everything else is secondary to the Olympics. Everything else that's happening now, they're basically second best. Then put it that way. All right, that's that's second best when we come down to the year of the Olympics. Nothing else matters. It's the Olympic year, and this is also the year that what's her name, Shelly and Fraser Price, will be stepping away. So she'll be hanging up her spikes this year. So again, I think the stage is perfect for Shericka Jackson to just go there and send her friend Shelly and Fraser Price a proper farewell, while at the same time securing an Olympic gold. And at the same time, Ela Thompson here, it's a good opportunity for her as well to make it 3 Olympic gold medals over 200 meters. So we'll see. Let's jump back to the comment section. Jeb saying that's fine and dandy. but something is up, either not fully fit or to the big five playing cat and mouse. Also, Asha Smith, so and Kabuji. Yeah, Jennifer Drummond saying, well, Miramar did not seem to be well set up. Yeah, well, the Miramar Invitational, I concur with that. It wasn't the best, or it wasn't the best organized meet, but besides that, I think the opportunity was there. She pulled out before. I don't know if the organization or the disorganization that we saw on the pitch, if a lot of that was happening behind the scenes as well. We know they couldn't come to terms on finances with Shakari. As a matter of fact, that was reported. That's what was reported. All right, so let me scratch that. We don't know. It was reported that they couldn't come to terms with Shakari. And for Shericka Jackson, they didn't give a reason. She just, through her Facebook page, they said, and the person who wrote the post, they spoke in third person perspective as well. They said Shericka Jackson will not be competing at the Miramar Invitational. So, Chelsea Clinton, big up yourself. Good morning to you too. Shericka could have hurt herself and no proper medical. True. Miramar, more like mirror trash, absolutely disappointed. uh, but yeah, it's big news. It's big news. It's massive news for the Jamaican fans in particular who are looking on, because we're nervous, right? We're super nervous. We don't know what's gonna happen. The national championship is in a couple of weeks. Can even put it as far as to say a couple of months. But we want to see our best athletes out on the track. That way we know what to expect in the next couple of weeks or what have you. Not seeing Shericka Jackson in the Diamond League next week is cause for concern for a lot of us, because, as I said earlier in the show, this makes three that she's pulled out of this year so far. She hasn't started her season as yet, and who knows, she could possibly have a late start to her season and still go on to dominate. But we oftentimes like to see our athletes a little bit earlier, even if she's not participating in all the Diamond League meets. Maybe do one here and then we don't see her again until maybe Diamond League number 4 or Diamond League number 5. You get what I'm saying? But we like to get a glimpse, and right now everyone's holding their card to their chest. Everyone's holding their card closely to their chest. No one's revealing anything. It's the same thing. Shericka Jackson's camp, they're just being diplomatic. They're just putting out those political statements. Shericka Jackson will not be participating, not going into any details. That is it. Just so, and I think that's fair. They're just putting it out there, just so the fans don't have their hopes up. All right, they don't want the fans to have their hopes up, and then when they go out, they're disappointed. All right, and the Diamond League, again, as I said, they're usually very organized. So if the athlete is not going to be participating in the meet, they don't really advertise that athlete, or they pull the athlete from the um, from the posters or the advertisements. Naturally, Mara saying the male athletes need the work, the women been holding it down. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Couldn't agree with you more. The Johan Blake, I saw him a couple of days ago in. He did a video in the gym. He said he'd be at Shanghai in Miramar. Johan Blake run like 10:5. And that's times that's what we see at champs, right? That's what we see at champs. Like 10:5, 10:5 probably gets you third place at champs. Yeah, third place at champs last year. Uh, yeah, 10:5 gets you like third place somewhere there. All right. So Johan Blake running 10:5 at the Miramar Invitational. I was looking at wondering what is happening here. The beast. So he says he'll be at the Miramar, at the Shanghai Diamond League. So let's see what Johan Blake has in store. But I like what I'm seeing from Akeem Blake. I haven't seen much of Oblique Civil, and I think that's been one to keep an eye on as well, because with Oblique Civil, year in, year out, he doesn't seem to participate in a lot of these events like the Diamond League or the Continental Tour, all of that. But when it comes to the national championship, we see him. And then when it comes to the World Championship, he'll pop out as well. So let's keep an eye on Oblique Civil. Usually has a generally quiet season, and then when it matters most, that's when we see him putting on some blistering time. But his coaches know best, and they are managing him very, very well. So we'll continue monitoring that. But again, before we call it a day, Halftime TV bringing the news to you that Shericka Jackson has pulled out of the Shanghai Diamond League. The big question now becomes, is Shericka Jackson injured? I'm going to throw it over to you, the viewers and subscribers, to leave what your thoughts are in the comment section. What are your thoughts? You think Shericka is injured? You think her coach is basically monitoring the situation, probably being strategic, probably waiting to see what the others are about or whatnot? What are your thoughts? So curious. All those questions, we want some answers, or at least we want some different opinions. Because personally, I'm thinking that it's an injury that she's nursing, but I'm not in the Shericka Jackson camp. I'm not privy to what happens in her training. So I don't want to come out and say Shericka Jackson is injured because I do not know. Right? Right now we're speculating, and based on 3 now in a row, I think it's looking like an injury. But Halftime TV could be wrong. So let's hear what you, the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, are thinking. Please leave those in the comment section. Remember, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. Norman, you're just joining while we're about to leave. I'm going to say to you, please remember, take care of yourself. Mental peace, all of that, serenity, that's key. And value mental health. All right, I think we get this. Have a good afternoon. You need to go to JA and people over the fence. Well, I'm in JA now. I'm in Jamaica now. You know. I'm in Jamaica now, and I may very well go and peep over the fence because a lot of peeping over fence happening. I may very well go. We never know. I may very well be there. But yeah, we're getting some sunshine, we're getting some cool breeze. I don't even know what kind of tree it is, but I'm sitting under a tree somewhere, enjoying the island breeze. But I thought that it would be ideal for me to just come and bring you a quick update. All right, so we're leaving it at that. Let's hear what your thoughts are in the comment section. Peace out. And remember, check out Quick Link Shipping. Tell them Halftime TV sent you. All right, look at it.